Let's get a quick take on a recent poll of Colorado voters showing 56% in favor of the minimum wage hike ballot issue and 70% in favor of the medical aid and dying initiative. Patty Cahoon from Westward, were you surprised to see such big numbers for the medical aid and dying initiative?
No, not at all, because I think people really care about that issue. The Colorado Medical Society's come out and said it's okay with us. And it's interesting, people can pick and choose. They want this, they don't want Colorado Cares. The minimum wage is a little tighter because that could start shrinking if there's a campaign against it.
Amy Oliver Cook, Executive Vice President at the Independence Institute, thank you for joining us. The Institute has both proposed and opposed many ballot issues in the past. If you saw these numbers, I guess specifically the 56%, 70%, I think everyone can say, oh, that's pretty good. 56%, are you sleeping well at night on that number?
You know what, if you're at 56% at this point, you've got a pretty good shot of winning. I would say that both of these are probably on their way to being passed in November. Doesn't mean that there won't be something that might come up that weakens those numbers a little bit. The interesting thing is, would the minimum wage pass if Amendment 71 were in effect?
That is a very good point. That would, as folks probably know out there, if they've been watching Colorado Decides, it would raise the bar. That's their whole line about making it tougher about passing an amendment to the Constitution. Eric Sonderman, political analyst. The ads now are beginning to get more play. It's the end of September. There's less than a month before ballot issues get mailed out. There's more oxygen in the room this year because the presidential campaign isn't doing a lot of advertising in Colorado. The Senate campaign doesn't exist. So do you think the ads will affect the ballot issues more often?
I think there's certainly that potential. I don't know how much advertising there's going to be on either side of the medical aid and dying initiative. You and I did a debate, which I guess airs at 9 o'clock tonight.
Absolutely.
So a half hour after we wrap up tonight on that issue. And I really recommend it to viewers. I thought it was a fascinating debate. The numbers do not surprise me on the medical aid and dying issue. On the minimum wage, it seems like, and you know, all of these polls have margins of error, but it seems like their lead is holding up here. Both sides, I believe, are now on the air. The big advertising campaign is obviously against Amendment 69, and that thing, you know, if we can make a couple predictions, that one is going down, and probably going down resoundingly as medical aid and dying is passing, and probably passing resoundingly. Those would be my predictions. I'm going to be curious whether the opponents to minimum wage can whittle those numbers away, or whether those numbers are now starting to get baked in.
Penn Tate, attorney at QTech Rock, also a former state lawmaker. Wrap it up for us.
You know, I agree with what's been said around the table. I think the medical aid in dying is going to pass. I think it appeals to sort of the libertarian strain in Colorado. This is a personal decision. Government shouldn't be involved. Stay out of the way, particularly when Colorado Medical Society favors it or says they don't have a problem with it. I think that's there. The minimum wage piece, I still find curious because my primary objection to it is it shouldn't be in the Constitution. Although I do believe even if Raise the Bar were in place, I'd be willing to bet that it would still have made the ballot, even if you had collected the signatures around the state, because I think other parts of the state outside of the metro area have been slower to recover from the recession. So I'll bet there would be some support for it. I don't know if the campaign in opposition to the minimum wage is going to be able to pick up enough steam fast enough to head it off. I think they may have let, as Eric said, the numbers bake in too much.